Ochelli.com.
In Denial, Secret Wars with Airstrikes and Tanks by Larry.
Because they faked us out a few times with that, where, she's never said a word. In 40 years now, these characters haven't done anything. They haven't grown. Still in second grade. Kind of sucks, huh?
But I cannot find his cause of death. So apparently the family did not release that info when they made the announcement.
Also, let's see. James Earl Jones Reads the Bible was something that was done in 2003. And he had a great voice.
He had a good voice.
He had a great voice.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he did the alphabet on Sesame Street, like their second episode, I think.
I'll have to look that up.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that. I remember that, BP. Yeah, that checks out.
I also see he was in one of the Judge Dredd movies. Which one was he in?
The first one, wasn't it?
He was probably in the Stallone incarnation in 95. Because, let me see here. Judge Dredd. Judge Dredd, director, writers. Yep, stars Sylvester Stallone. Yep. That one's pretty wild with the ABC robot. That's a good one, actually. I kind of like that. Although Stallone doing Judge Dredd was kind of goofy. I am the law, Adrian.
I am the law. No Judge Dredd, not anymore. Who am I? Now you're fry cooked. The track.
You're either doing
cooked.
You see, he's got some ridiculous movie on, TV show on one of the streaming services. He's supposed to be some mafia guy.
I've seen clips for that.
Yes,
advertisements.
Tulsa King. Stallone, Tulsa King.
Oh well.
The Tulsa.
Yeah. As long as he can pay the bills, that's all that matters.
The commercial they keep ramming down my throat is he keeps he walks out and does the typical pull on the suit like Italians do a lot. It solves a lot of problems. A good smack in the chops, and he walks out through a jail cell. I'm like, I can't buy Sly as a mob guy. It's just not working for me. Anyway, Jimmy, I'm going to put you on hold. We got another caller, and I hope I didn't keep him on too long. He's a wireless. I don't see who he is. So I'm going to go ahead and drop you in the hold section, and maybe we'll go over some other stuff. How did we get on James? Did you mention that he died, BP, or did Jimmy James?
Jimmy James.
Jimmy James bringing that topic up. We got an update from a secondhand source, which is close we're going to get, with our original Naked Newsman. And now we got an unidentified caller. So you're live.
Yeah.
The fairy tale, your blood gets thinner. Hey. But it kind of works that way.
Yeah, that I missed the part of y'all already discussed, about the cat barbecue and all that up in Springfield, Ohio, or am I just rehashing, or y'all can get around to that? I mean,
you know what?
Trump said they was eating the dogs.
I did not get there, but just for you, my friend.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
Hey, and if you don't like that one, okay?
In Springfield,
I like the Jamaican.
They're eating the dogs.
I like that.
People that came in, they're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
I just want to clarify here. You bring up Springfield, Ohio, and ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
People on television say my dog was taken and used for food.
Okay. Just figured I'd throw that in there for you, Harlan. Somebody mentioned a reggae version.
Yeah.
Maybe I got to find it. No, we didn't go there yet, but go ahead. Up to you.
Yeah, I saw the Chosen one they mentioned that, and now you've got a lot of people, swearing up and down it's the gospel. There's a few videos and pictures, rolling around, and you've got a lot of other people swearing up and down it's just more of a just a conspiracy and just bullshit, to try to smear Kamala, but
Well, typically I'm used to, the old urban legends, right? And people will look and tell you, look, do you see any cats anywhere near that Chinese food place? They'll tell you that all the time.
Wait a minute now. Has anybody heard whether Alex Jones or oh crap, what's her name on MSNBC? Rachel Maddow. Has either one of them covered it? Because I've heard.
Okay.
I heard this just the other day. I busted out laughing. The only difference between Alex Jones and what's her name on CNN is the haircut. So if they haven't covered it, is it really truly a conspiracy?
Rachel Maddow and Alex Jones. If they haven't covered it, it's not truly a conspiracy. I can go for that. Yeah, that makes sense. Why not? So,
that's right.
Fair enough, right, Harlan?
Yeah, they're eating the dogs in Ohio, and I'm not saying that ain't happening. They probably, eating a little shit too, but because it is Ohio. But what I'm saying is like all I've been hearing for several years now, that Ohio is the red state utopia of the North. I mean, how can this happen, in MAGA country?
Well, people in the bar area.
Is this,
we're in a bar?
Yeah, the bar area.
Democrats, or somebody going to have to admit that Ohio ain't as red as what they let on like. I don't know. I just get confused,
Well, listen, Harlan, I'm confused too. Go ahead. Go ahead. You got something else to add? Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Go.
Okay.
Well, just go ahead there. I'll come back.
All right, listen, I got a weird thing going on, okay, with Frankie and a couple of the kids that, he's like around.
You only got a half hour, Uncle. What's going on? They took 2 breaks.
Kids and Frankie, there's something going on online on Ohio anyway, where they're saying that there's like creepy stuff that happens there and people are getting, somehow sucked into video games, and Slender Man is out there in Ohio now, and like all this creeptastic weirdness. There's a strange like online video game called The Backrooms, and there are people that claim that the real place, even though it's this like weird twisted world where it's nothing but empty rooms, like in an office building but no windows, and you get stuck in this maze and you could get stuck in there forever and blah blah blah. A game, they say the real live place is in Ohio, and there are kids with YouTube channels going to Ohio to like, let's see, we're going to be brave and go to Ohio and abandon houses and see if we can find the real back rooms and stuff like this. I don't know where the trend came from. I asked these kids. They have no idea. I tried looking it up on YouTube. I can't find it. And I tried looking it up elsewhere. I can't find it. But these kids swear to me, no, Ohio's a creepy place. There's crazy things in Ohio. And I've been hearing this for about a year.
Well,
yeah. Beating us up. Okay, Jimmy James is on the line, just so you know.
No, we still hate him, but hey, come and listen to us. Find out why we hate him. Election time. Where's this? Okay.
Disregard it. It's probably true, but it's not in America, because I looked at it better after I sent it to you, and you can tell it's somewhere over in Europe because the tag on the front of the vehicles.
I was gonna point that out.
One the other one's kind of small. So.
Stream says unable to send data right now. Okay.
Sober without seeing triple zero. I'm talking Chris Graves on the bar. A month later, he's talking.
The views expressed by callers, co-hosts, or anyone else who happens to get on the air at Ochelli.com do not necessarily reflect the views of Ochelli.com or Judge Ochelli, and we are not responsible for any stupidity which might be.
Morning. This is the Menacing Broadcast. COVID, here we are. Pick up your iPad, your cell phone, and have me and listen to the broadcast. Watch out. If you're sitting down for this, or if you're standing up, better get ready for this, because it's going to hit the eardrums. I'll go with the broadcast.
You are listening to Uncle the Broadcast. My name is Aaron. I'm the nephew-in-law. Here with me is the star of the show, Uncle.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's 337. Right. And now we have a special guest, Mr. Jimmy. All right, Jimmy, call on the phone.
We take live calls every...
All right, we have the Jimmy on the phone.
We're live.
Sidekick.
We're live every Friday
Hello?
night. Every Friday we're live, and we take calls.
What happened? Let's get a lemonade. I'm ready to drink the beer.
I know. Franz, quickly, man. 319-527-5016. That is the number to call in if you want to join on the Uncle Show. 319-527-5016.
What's that
Mr.
number
Jimmy
for?
James.
I'm trying for Jimmy James.
James, you are live with Uncle.
We had the man on the
All right,
damn
I got
show.
3, 4.
What is happening here?
Yeah, hey, Uncle, Yeah, what is happening?
I'm trying to have a
everything's an
Friday
hour
night
out.
drinking beer contest, and everybody starts talking. Nobody's saying anything.
I don't know what to do with ourselves, Jimmy. This is
Hey,
ridiculous.
what about your idea about...
What the heck? What was that?
I thought you wanted
sounded like you wanted to...
What is
Sorry,
this?
go ahead.
Two people talking at once?
I thought you wanted Jimmy on right away, so I put him on right away. Didn't you want him on right away?
Yeah, we had him on. I was talking to him, I thought.
There. Hey, go ahead, Jimmy.
I forgot we had phone lines.
Yeah, well, you forget the phone. You forget your head. Sidekick. You forget your head sometimes.
I do.
That's nothing new.
Some for a cue ball. Anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead.
All right, I got the 3 big sports headlines right now, and I just want to get your comments on it.
What is it?
The one I heard is by the grace of God, the Detroit Tigers have made the postseason for the first time in a decade.
They did?
2, Caitlin Clark, unfortunately, has come an end to her streak due to her team, but she clearly is already the greatest of all time in that league. And 3, unfortunately, I heard Brett Favre has Parkinson's disease.
Well, I knew that.
What's your thoughts on those?
I knew he did there because they were just talking about that on the Sports Thing channel. This
Brett
past,
Favre?
yeah, about him, about Paul. And well, he was done before he started being retired.
He's been retired for a minute, yeah. Brett Favre.
So that was what was going to happen. I thought that was what's having to happen. Anyway, no.
I didn't know about Detroit. Tigers making
Detroit Tigers made the playoffs.
That's wild, yeah.
That is nice. So that means now we have 2 teams in postseason. The Phillies,
yeah,
and Detroit.
Detroit, yeah.
Now we have to find out who's the rest in the story of the baseball.
Yeah,
and
the Dodgers are in, right? Aren't the Dodgers in?
I haven't heard yet. I haven't heard. Where's Eddie today? Hey, get on here, old Eddie. We are talking baseball.
We need you. You are the expert. The resident expert is Ed for sure in baseball.
Baseball thing.
Mm-hmm. But we'll do what we can. We appreciate all the updates, Jimmy, because I hadn't known.
Yeah.
I didn't. I've been following baseball. I really haven't.
I haven't either because they have this football kick in this house. I can't get a chance to watch another program. The problem here is they're on that football thing, so on the kick. So I can't find out what's happening in baseball, end of the season series.
You get
what's
distracted.
Going to happen?
You're distracted.
Yes, I am. That's what my problem is. Jimmy.
How about you use?
Who is this? This ain't Jimmy.
Uncle.
What are you doing?
Oh, this is your producer. I got a suggestion for you to solve your baseball problem.
What is that?
How about you use your smartphone and you put on a little TV app, and then you can catch up on your baseball on your cell phone? Why don't you do that?
How to do that?
There you go.
How do you do that?
It's the brain, Uncle. You use your brain.
So you go to Pluto TV. They got a free app
for
TV stations.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's not. but
I have to check it out.
guaranteed you
Put it
could
on my phone.
yourself in. Yeah, serious.
Oh yeah. Well,
Aaron,
I never knew that. I didn't know that.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna try.
Do I know about this? Is that the question?
Do you know?
Well, Aaron, you've heard of Pluto TV.
Pluto
TV.
Pluto TV. I know the name, but I don't know what it is.
Oh no.
Okay, it's another streaming service, except they offer mainly. It's so weird. Their main push is free. They have a premium, but their main push is free.
Okay.
I've had it for 2 years, and
I would
use
like
it sometimes.
to try to put it on my phone or something. To
watch baseball.
To watch baseball, you know. But if
Believe it or not, I used it to keep track of the weather, live weather reports recently because of the hurricane.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds useful.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Pluto TV. Okay, there it is, Uncle.
All right, we have to check up on that.
Have to check the old App Store, I guess.
App Store about that.
That's important.
They look at the App Store, and I just look and see.
Hey, Jimmy, are the Tigers definitely in? Are the Tigers definitely in?
He said they are.
Jimmy? Where'd Jimmy go?
Well, they definitely won. They're definitely moving forward.
Did they say?
Well, I was just.
No, they definitely. They've just gone farther than they have in 10 years. They aren't in like plan net yet.
Oh, they're not in yet.
Oh, I see. They're working their way toward it, but not. Oh, okay. See,
so they're not in it yet then.
Yeah, we're still waiting on certain people to be settled for the wild card. Apparently, what I see is that Houston is in there.
Oh, no. Not that team.
Uh-oh.
I hate that team.
Oh, no.
I know.
I do not like that team.
Oh, boy. We got to We got to do something about
I got to have a problem with that. I do not want to see Houston in it. They're cheaters.
Uncle, what are we going to do?
Here I go again with this baseball now. They're starting up already.
They have to be stopped.
No. Yes. They need to be stopped and not even be in it, is what the point is here.
Well, how do we do that? We got to brainstorm. There's got to be a way.
That messes up the baseball season right there.
It does.
It does.
But Uncle,
aren't cheating.
Aren't most of those jerks gone that were cheating with the banging on the can and all that? Aren't most of them gone now? Or am I wrong?
Altuve was on the team. Is he still there?
Altuve, he's still there.
Is that guy still playing? He was part of it.
He was part of it.
He's the only one I remember as a player. I don't recall other than that, really.
And as far as Brett Favre, his damage, look, these guys with injury realize that your long-term cognitive disorders, from Lou Gehrig's disease to Parkinson's to dementia of all sorts, including Alzheimer's, all this stuff can be traced back to damage done to the brain, to traumatic brain injury.
Right.
So the idea that Brett Favre, after a bunch of years, again, it's the price of the game, right?
Right.
For the people these guys don't play ball. Well, they could be potentially dooming themselves.
Look at Tua. Tua went home. He's not even on the team now. He went home. They got a new quarterback.
Oh yeah, Tua. Yeah, I worry about that guy for sure. Yeah, he's
the same thing too.
You look at what happened to him and you don't see a bright future. That's for sure.
No.
So.
Yeah, but after you suffer many, many head injuries, right? It's just it's cumulative, the damage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's tremendous. I'm not making light of it or jokes. I know this is a comedy show, but truth is, if you're going to bring this up and you're going to sports, you can't avoid. Look, brain damage leads to bad things.
Mainly brain damage in football definitely is the big problem. I know that.
Oh yeah.
I can tell you that.
Yeah. It's real.
It is real.
Yeah, but we aren't live on the Ochelli Radio Network on Friday night. You may call in if you want. And Jimmy's here now. Jimmy, what you got for us?
What else you got?
Well, I was just going to say, I seen Brett Favre a few weeks ago do an interview, and I knew something was up. He was slurring his speech and stuff and talking about concussions. And he said his doctor told him, "How many concussions do you think you've had in your life?" He said, "I think it's about 4, 5. He said, yeah, right. Try about 4,000 or 5,000.
Whoa.
That sounds right.
He says, every time you got tackled, he says, how many times? He says, every time you got tackled, tell me, did you ever hear ringing in your head like a bell? He said, yeah, every time. He says, yeah, that was a concussion.
That counts as a concussion when you have ringing in
That's
the bell.
not necessarily true. You know, because like the head injury I suffered recently, right? I definitely had a ringing in my head, nasty ring. But when they did the CT and they did, this and that for me at the hospital, no evidence of that. They could see the past problems, but a fresh injury, no. And believe me, my head was ringing so loud that I started screaming at the guy who hit me, and I couldn't even hear his responses. That's how loud it was in my head. And according to the hospital there, I was not concussed. Now, it could be that they're inept jerks, but generally speaking, if the machine, examines me and can't come up with a concussion, I'm thinking, that there's one time, and I've been, had plenty of rings in the head over the years. You get hit in the head with a bat, brick, this kind of thing, tends to leave a ringing noise in your head for a little while. Yeah. It's just kind of common. Yeah. And these football guys, same thing. I mean, did you ever play any sort of football? Uncle, you ever try Pop Warner football or something like that when you were a kid?
I was playing it in high school. I was playing it.
Hey, you played high school football?
No. In PE.
Yeah, sure.
PE.
Yeah.
Okay, phys ed.
Phys ed.
No, I'm talking about you actually put on a helmet, pads, that kind of.
Oh, no. Not having a full uniform. No.
Yeah, see, I only did that before high school. I didn't play high school ball at all, but I did play. I know it sounds strange for a guy like me, but I was, the blind guy, right? A blind guy in a bad neighborhood. Let me go out for the football team. That'll be good.
Ring your bell a little bit. What they say.
Yeah, ring my bell. Instead of one guy chase me to knock me to the ground like normal every time I try to go home, I got 10 of them. No, that's okay. But I played Pop Warner, midget ball and all that. They used to call it midget football. It was part of the Pop Warner thing. Anyways, but I was just wondering because there's a distinctive ringing that you get when your head's been hit when you're in a helmet. And the funny part to me is that being hit really, really hard with another headbutt, like this guy who crashed into me, that headbutt sounded just like it does when you get hit wearing a helmet. It's the same bang,
Yeah.
But it doesn't necessarily always mean technically a concussion. But even the fact that they named Lou Gehrig's disease the way it was, they realized it was because he didn't have rest after injuries like being hit in the head with a baseball. Because even though he was a great player, he actually was struck in the head a bunch of times. And, he continued to do his streaks. Sometimes he'd only take one at bat and, be out of the game to keep that streak going. The longest playing streak in history until, what's his name? Cal Ripken beat it out. Right, Uncle?
Right. Cal Ripken did it. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm about. Anyway, let's get back.
But we also have this guy in New York, this Judge, too, now. We got Judge doing this running thing, too.
We're talking about sports still?
Yeah.
Okay.
This New York guy.
Oh, you're talking a guy on the Yankees team?
Yeah.
Okay, he's got some record going?
He got a record guy, too, and he's going at it like that.
A lot of records being broken right now.
Baseball record, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some baseball. Ohtani famously did the 50-50 for the first time ever.
Yeah, he did.
That was the big news like last week, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Flies in the face of modern American baseball completely. You know that.
Yeah.
You're talking about the 50-50?
Because, yeah.
I'm not sure what you mean by that, Chuck.
Without being pumped up on steroids or something? A guy who appears to not be natural?
Open up this drink.
Right?
We're talking about Ohtani now?
Yeah, Ohtani.
Okay.
A completely legit athlete hitting 50 home runs, first of all, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll shut up. But what about Aaron Judge, though? You were talking about Judge. What is he doing?
He's hitting home runs and trying to get records breaking. All these runs he's hitting that they're talking about.
That's good. That's what everybody's looking for. We want to see these records broken. We're watching baseball, not just to watch it. We want to see records broken. It's happening.
Well, yeah. I see a headline on Google after missing 56 games in 2023 due mainly to a toe injury. No kidding. The Yankees superstar is raking in 2024. He has 51 home runs through 130 games, putting him on pace to hit 63 this season, a number that would represent the highest single season total of his career.
Good. That's what we're talking about.
Which Judge is he related to, Aaron Judge, by the way?
Mike
99 of the Yankees.
99. He's related to 99?
It's his number.
Oh, okay. So he is 99.
Yeah.
And he's related to somebody that's Judge, because clearly that's his name, so he must have somebody else that's Judge.
I don't know who Judge name. What name is Judge? What Judge's name?
Yeah,
that's another story,
dad,
yes.
grandpa.
Could have
his family,
somebody in his family, maybe.
Presumably have the same name, I assume. So he's related to them. He's breaking records. Baseball's just going crazy. I mean, clearly, we see that. We know that.
What do you guys got to drink tonight? I'm ready to drink this beer.
Yeah, have you started drinking yet,
I'm
Uncle?
about to.
Oh, you haven't even started. You can start drinking.
A beer.
You can have it. There we go. That's
Quick correction. You guys are gonna so you guys are gonna drink a beer. You got to describe that, and it's time to do a rating, right?
No, Uncle's foregoing the rating, and he's just jamming that thing on down.
I just wanted something to drink. Got a little warm at me.
Yeah, that's right.
I should have had a starter opened it up.
That's the spirit.
Listen, just for the listeners real fast, and then I'll get off the line and go take care of other stuff. Judge was born in Sacramento, California, and he was adopted the day after he was born by Patty and Judge, who both worked as teachers in Linden, California. He has an older brother.
I didn't have anybody in California that looked like Judge. Who do we have in Judge that lived in California?
He has who was also adopted.
Maybe
just
this is where. This is probably where the Judge comes from.
Well, I was flat wrong about him being related to somebody. You see, he was adopted, so we don't know who he was related to at all, and Judge is his adopted name.
Yeah,
so I just wanted to point that.
Yeah, that is interesting how we were talking about that, and then it works out that he's adopted. He took the name of his family. And, so, it's interesting.
Cool. Just wanted to correct the... So what kind of beer do we have there, Aaron? What's going on with this?
Miller beer, light beer.
That's a light beer?
No, Miller beer. Miller beer?
That's Miller? Here, hold it up to the camera so people can see it on a live stream. Okay, here, I will hold it up. So, well, don't be too dismayed, Chuck. It might not have been a complete, accurate description. What we got here is Modelo Especial.
Hello, okay.
Cerveza
the beer
Modelo.
That flies in the face of the culture wars.
Oh, does it? Oh boy. Oh, we're either being.
You don't know about?
I don't know. It's imported from Mexico.
Yeah, it's not Bud Light, right? It's one of those things with proud, hard-working people.
It's that kind of beer he mentioned.
Yeah, it's
I didn't really realize until I noticed it. I thought it was a light beer.
Not to worry, Uncle. It is not a light beer, so you're doing just fine there. No light beer, just a regular old Modelo.
Big publicity campaign from Modelo.
Yeah,
I don't know if you know that or not.
You're talking about the working man. This guy built himself up. He's been pinstriping cars for decades, and he does it on. You're talking about that marketing campaign, Chuck?
Yeah. And then this guy, he was a fighter, and he was a fighter just like his parents who came over from another country, and they scrapped for everything, and they enjoy a good beer.
Yeah. Well, it's leaning into a lot of things. It's leaning into the working class ethos, the self-made Americana concept, but also the Mexican immigrant population. They're leaning into that. It's imported from Mexico, so they're going with the demographic that imported themselves from Mexico here, and that's the demographic there that the marketing campaign is doing. So a lot of Latino artists, craftsmen are part of it, and a boxer, I think you said, or something.
Yeah, and Uncle will love this. It kind of flew directly in the face of a lot of what the Trumpy people were saying directly on major marketing campaigns on TV, like during the Super Bowl, where there was lots of Trump viewers. They did a special, like, yeah, that's right, we're actually with the immigrants.
Oh yeah,
Modelo.
you know what? I never really put two and two together with that one, Chuck. But I guess that makes sense, huh?
Now let me get this straight. He's a legitimate man now.
You talking about
Trump?
Well,
what the heck is wrong with him now?
He's against him. He's very much like, no, they send us bad people. They open up their insane asylums. They send us criminals. They're bad people.
Oh,
that's his thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough of that. It's time for comedy. I'm just saying that you should love that beer because this is all about. You know what? That guy that you keep calling a nutcase and everything else. This beer pissed him off for about a month.
Did he actually mention it? He mentioned it like on the campaign trail. He's like whining about Modelo. That happened.
It actually happened.
It sounds like something that would have happened.
Somehow or other, we got sidetracked, and his surrogates were out there like, oh well, we realized we're not going to take the bait from the libs here. They did this during the Super Bowl specifically because they knew that Super Bowl time is Trump time. You know, they did that. Seriously, his surrogates, if you go back and look, it's like...
I didn't realize that.
It was very fun.
Hey, we're getting something out of it.
Uncle,
we're getting something out of the beer.
Yeah.
This drinking that I'm doing.
I'm not even drinking and my head hurts from all of this.
No.
Like, I have the hangover just from listening, and I had not heard about... This all makes sense. It all tracks with, the trending news stories that I'm aware of.
Thing, does it have the slogan on this beer, by the way, guys? Because the slogan is the mark of a fighter.
No. It does not have their latest marketing slogan on it.
I don't see
it's
it.
the can as it has been. They did not put that on there, but
no, they don't.
It would make sense. But they've kept the actual branding on the can and the packaging the same for as long as I can remember now. They may have changed it at some point.
So they actually call it. They actually call it cerveza on the beer. Then.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
I didn't realize that this was what this was. All this time, I thought it was a light beer.
It's
I thought I'm looking at it. Wait a minute.
I think he's Miller Lite, which it kind of does. Right? Kind of looks like Miller Lite, but it ain't Miller Lite because Miller Lite's terrible. This Modelo is not bad. No, it's also funky because there's only one L on Modelo. You notice that?
Yeah, that one. No.
That's right.
Right after the O.
That's right.
End of the O.
Yeah, no, I think, Uncle, you're getting confused with Miller Lite because the colors are similar. So
yeah, they are.
So you're associating the color scheme with light beer. So Miller Lite was successful in their branding and doing that to your brain. But the truth is,
I don't know the marketing in California, but if you notice, there's like a global thing with wheat and barley wrapped around the globe.
Yes.
And it says brewed with a fighting spirit. That's the slogan for specifically the Modelo Special. Now, is this a special Modelo or is it, what is it?
Yes.
Exactly.
Modelo Especial, which is just
there you go.
Yeah, it's a regular Pilsner
what I was
beer
drinking
whatever,
here.
Yeah.
All this time,
So,
I'm drinking this and I didn't even know it.
A fighting spirit that beer is brewed with, Uncle. What do you think?
Not bad.
I like it. It's a good beer. They have the dark, the porter style, which they call.
Dark.
That's a good one too.
Mm-hmm.
They're good. I like them. The Modelo.
And they also say that this beer has been in existence since 1925.
So
which I find
actually
fascinating.
beats out the light then.
And then we do have Creative Accents in the chat over at Twitch. He is informing us that Modelo is distributed by Anheuser-Busch, so we all know.
So
we know who to inform Kid Rock about so that he can take the appropriate
Kid Rock, pay attention to
actions.
this now. We've got your beer.
Mad. He's gonna be shooting bottles of Modelo off his fence. You watch.
Yeah. And then a week later, he'll be getting paid by them to hawk the product himself. But that's after he gets over it.
Now, what's interesting about this 1925 date, just last historical serious piece, is that, quite frankly, when was Prohibition? Aaron, do you know off the top of your head, Mr.
I know the decade was the 20s. I don't know the exact year it began and ended, but I know it was during the 1920s.
Be serious.
20s through the 30s.
The 20s through the 30s? Yeah, okay, so it ended in the early 30s. Okay.
Be serious about this. This could be a serious problem we have this coming year.
1920 to 1933 is Prohibition.
Oh, okay.
Modelo was literally created during Prohibition, according to their date that they put on their bottle.
Yeah. So it was here. This mean?
Well, but that was they weren't in the U.S., so they were celebrating their freedom in their own country to make alcohol still, and it wouldn't have mattered down there.
The guarantee is that, and I promise you that there were some Italian businessmen who made certain that some Mexican beer made it into the United States. They just assisted with its travel plans. I promise you, this is one of those beers that came in, before they figured out how to manufacture all by themselves, and they saved money doing that. When they were buying cheap Mexican booze and also buying molasses and stuff out of Canada to bring as much booze into America as they could, because you couldn't even get it fast enough to sell it during Prohibition. And that's what built the gangster underworld in the early part of the 20th century. Guess what? Modelo is a part of that somehow. Now, they don't focus on their Prohibition time and how they were probably supplying beer to half of the southern states at that point. And I bet you they've been very careful to make sure that, like your Encyclopedia Britannica doesn't carry this information. But I assure you, Modelo was part of the Prohibition era importation of spirits. Okay? So there you go. What's your thoughts on the beer, though? How's it doing for you, Uncle?
Pretty good. It's catching up there. It's catching up to a 7.
Oh, catching up to a 7.
Oh, you're considering your rating right
rating
now.
so
Okay.
far. Getting close to a 7.
Working its way up.
Yeah.
I like that.
Of course, I was always thinking that these were light beers, and then when I realized when you saying that, this word was on the can here, I said, we're drinking this beer.
We are.
I'm confused. I was confused.
Well, it's confusing, all of this beer stuff, and it looks like it would be a light beer. It's not. So, fool me once, I guess, is what they say. And
by the way, I've gotten a second notice about the Dodgers roasting the Rockies, by the way, tonight, Uncle.
9-1.
Are you aware of that game?
9-1.
No, sir, I'm sorry, but
9-1.
One of you is incorrect.
It's the Dodgers. Dodgers won 9-1.
They did? It
Well,
says 11-4.
Eddie says...
Oh, and it was 9-1. I don't know if that was the final.
Oh, that was okay. That was before it ended. It was at 9-1. Then
9-1.
Then it went higher. The score.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 11-1 now.
11-4.
Oh, they scored 3 more scores. 3 more points. 11-4. Now I wonder how close they are to have a title.
I don't know. I haven't looked at the standings. You want me to check them out for you while you're still considering?
Well, we're drinking this. Go ahead. Let's see.
I know. I just want to know if you want, you want me to go check those facts for you and figure out who's close to what?
Yeah.
Okay, you got it. I'll go find out.
Okay, very good. Yes, bring good baseball.
Meantime,
update.
where's Jimmy?
In the meantime, Jimmy.
Jimmy, what's up with you?
You still there?
Jimmy hung up,
okay.
or we lost him. Let me see if I can, if he called back in. But somehow he was gone.
That's okay. It's okay. We are also, if anybody wants to call, they still can. We're still going. 319-527-5016, or you can use Skype. Charles.Ochelli is Chuck. You type him a message, he'll bring you on Skype. Or 319-527-5016 is our phone number that you can call. So please do. We love taking calls on Uncle the Broadcast. That's what we do here on Friday nights.
Before you ask me, I do not have access to the international listeners tonight. I do not know who is on from what part of the world or the number.
That's because probably the storm, right?
Yep, the storm is screwing up everything.
Yeah, that storm did it. I can understand that. The storm did it.
Oh, this is what the QAnoners were always talking about. The storm is coming.
The storm is coming.
Here it is.
And now I can't find out who was listening.
I know.
They screwed me up through that stupid storm.
I know. I don't like it.
Sorry. Nothing I can do
know.
about it, you know.
Oh, you can't do anything about it.
Yeah. If you want to know about the American and national standings, the American League, currently the Yankees are atop of that division, and they are up by 4 games. Let's see. In the National League in the East, you have the Phillies, which are up by 6 over the Braves at the moment. National League Central has the Brewers, which I always hated the fact they moved the Brewers to the National League, but they are over the Cubs by 10 games right now. And the Dodgers are in first place in the National League West. The Dodgers by 4.5 games
against the Giants, right?
No, the Dodgers are over.
Who's the second behind them? That's what I'm saying.
Who's on second? Who's on first?
Oh, you want to know who's behind the?
No, who's behind them?
Padres.
Padres
are behind.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The Padres.
Where does Padres come from?
The San Diego.
I know. I don't know where they come from. Wow.
We know where they came from.
Well,
and then out of that batch,
4.5 games.
Who would get the wild card in these kind of contests?
Yeah, well, that's not been decided yet, but I'll get the wild card calculations in a moment. The Yankees are atop the American League East. They are up by 4 games. The Guardians, the Cleveland Guardians, are at the top of the American League Central over the Tigers at the moment by 6 games.
What they saying did he take the division for? He don't know where he was. Where's Jimmy?
The Tigers might be, but Uncle, the Tigers might be in the wild card race. Let me see. Of course, you're unhappy about it, but the Astros are atop of the American League West.
I don't like them.
Okay?
Still.
Now, they're showing who clinched the division. So far, they're stating on this one website that the Astros have clinched their division. The Guardians have clinched their division. Let's see. And this in the American League shows me 3 possible teams right now vying for the wild card. And the Yankees have also clinched their division. So, let's see what we have for the National League.
Come on, Phillies.
Phillies is one.
The Dodgers have clinched their division. Is that right?
See, I figured the Dodgers must have done it. I know that they've been playing well, Ohtani, all that.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, they won that division.
They've been good consistently.
And then the Phillies won, so we knew that.
They're on the list, right, Chuck?
Phillies have their division clinched, and the Brewers have their division clinched, which leaves the Padres are the only for certain wild card in the National League right now.
That has a shot for a wild card spot. Right?
Well, that's the one that has the best shot at a wild card in the National League. In the American League, you have the Orioles, Tigers, and Royals. That's why he's saying Tigers. The Tigers are in the wild card run.
Wild card race. I see. Yeah, that makes sense. So they could
get in there on the wild card, yeah. Because they're in the same division as, they're in the same division as the Guardians.
That's right.
The and the Royals and the Twins. They're in that division that I don't even care about at all. Never did. Even when I was a kid, it was like, I want to watch baseball. Who's playing on Sunday or whatever? Oh, it's the White Sox and the Royals. Yeah, I'm gonna go outside. I had no interest.
Where's Jimmy? Where's who's you call it this day?
Ed.
Where's Ed these days?
He's in the chat, right?
Is he in the chat? I want to get him on his phone. Now we're talking baseball. What's he doing? Sitting there relaxing?
He might be at work.
Oh.
Very often.
Yeah, he'd be at work. Oh. It's hard for him to get, to the phone when he's at work sometimes, right?
Oh. Well, we're talking baseball tonight for his sake.
Maybe if he gets a lunch break, I don't know how late he's got to be there.
No.
But could be. Anyway, hey, shout out hello to Creative Accidents over there. Which one is he in, the Twitch chat room?
No, he's in your chat, Uncle. Or not Uncle, but Chuck. He's
Chuck,
in the
it's in your Ochelli chat.
Ochelli.com chat is
in your chat.
him.
First, you're insulting Uncle with calling me Uncle. But second, he's not in my chat.
Oh, well, who's Face Shifter? That's not Ed?
Who's Face Shifter?
That's Ed. I said Creative Accidents. I wasn't talking about Ed.
I thought we were talking about Ed now. Now I'm all kinds of confused about
I'm talking about Ed about baseball. You're going to be talking about something else.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about Ed, who I thought was Face Shifter.
Ed in baseball.
Ed in baseball?
Yes, Ed's in baseball department.
He would love to. He might be at work. I'm saying, so I asked, where's Creative Accidents at?
Oh, Creative Accidents, yes. Creative Accidents was in the chat at Twitch.
What the heck is wrong with this thing?
Twitch.
It's falling apart. Here,
heck is this?
No, it's not.
We got a microphone here.
Camera. It's a webcam, probably part of a Chinese botnet anyway. So why do we even use it?
Here looking at him.
It's going to create some sort of...
Webcam down.
Our devices are going to create a national security issue. What are we even doing with it?
I don't know what we got him up here. I'm trying to relax my hand, my elbow.
More trouble than it's worth, Uncle.
Skynet will become self-aware through Aaron's webcam.
Yeah. I need to update it. Yes. The NSA told me I need to update it. They ain't say with what. They ain't say exactly how. They ain't say what camera to buy. They ain't tell me what camera isn't a possible candidate to be corrupted by a hacker from...
Why bother to give you information when they can just freak you out, Aaron? I mean,
that's a lot more fun. Yeah, in the spirit of Halloween...
Oh, wow, that's what's coming next.
Halloween, yeah.
We have these people with putting Halloween costumes on now.
Yeah, I know.
What are you doing for Halloween, Uncle, huh?
Last year I was giving out candy. I might do some exercise.
You could do some exercise? You mean you can walk around the neighborhood?
Walk around the neighborhood.
There we go. Yeah, it's fun. We have a good
Let her do the, let her do
you gonna go
giving out the candies.
Zombie sweating to the oldies for people, Uncle? What are you going to do?
Might be dressed up as my picture. Set up in my picture.
You'd be set up as your picture?
My picture.
Okay.
My picture.
So you are not going to be you. You're going to be the Uncle the Podcast logo.
Yeah.
Uncle is going to be the logo to Uncle the Podcast for Halloween. That's his
I was thinking
costume.
of it. I'm thinking of using that.
I like that idea.
Well, somebody better get started.
I have to do this.
Somebody or your your Mrs. Sidekick might have to. Someone do.
Well, you've come up with a concept.
Well, now I got something to do.
That's half the work. Yeah.
See, I get these things. There's something for these two to do to move along, see?
Yeah.
So you got now to start.
That's good.
Realize it.
Uncle, I think, speaking of the start, I think we're toward the end of the show here.
End of the show? What the heck was all the people?
Well,
we only had Jimmy on the phone, and now he disappeared. We don't have a guy can take a shout out.
Well, it's okay. We're not done yet. You have to, before we go, you have to give a rating to the beer you drank.
I said a 7.
Okay, so that's your final answer. I thought you were still considering maybe. I couldn't tell.
It's a 7. It's a 7.
I thought he was a 7.
What?
7.
It's a solid 7. 7 out of 10 for Modelo.
Not over that 10, though. Not over that 10. Definitely not.
Okay.
But, so a 7's okay.
7's not bad.
1, 2, 4, 5, 7.
Hold on. What did your drink count as, Chuck? What you have?
Oh, yeah. Good question.
Well, Mrs. O got me a soda from the Circle K. because that was all I could get tonight. And yeah, I'm not even sure what soda it is. That's the funny part. I rated a 4 because it doesn't suck, but I don't know what it is. There you go. How's that for a rating, Uncle?
So the label goes a long way. In other words, Uncle, you want to know first of all what it is you have.
That's it.
And
That's it.
If that part's not there, then it's
Well,
almost.
You can't wait. You can't wait, water. You can't wait tonight. You can't wait. You have water. That's a 0.
It's a 0. Mine's a 0.
If I had that Modelo that Uncle has, I got to tell you something. I would rate it higher than Uncle did. I like it.
That's a surprise.
Okay.
Like the Modelo. If I had Modelo, if I think back, I'd have to give it an 8.5. I enjoyed that much.
It's a good one. I do like it. Yeah, it's a good solid.
One up that I gave. One up that I gave. A half.
Yeah.
There's no wrong answer, Uncle.
No wrong answer on that.
wrong answer.
Well, you got a 7 out of this. Out of me.
That's saying something.
That is saying something. Because I have to have tasting and strong taste to get it up.
Gotcha. And I promise Jimmy James has a some kind.
Oh, I know Jimmy. I know what Jimmy had.
Mountain Dew.
His Mountain Dew.
I
mean, but I didn't even mention it to him, but
it was probably good.
He got busy with something or other, so it was past his bedtime. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah. Oh man, that's how I feel right now. I'm hanging on by a thread, Uncle. But
well, wait a minute. It should be past 10 o'clock now. Of course, remember we started late.
We did, but we also said we were gonna Blazing Hazen style do this all fast.
Yeah, that's what. And this is the ending. Correct?
I think so.
Is that where we're going?
Yeah, it's the ending.
I think. But before we do.
Before what happened?
Well, this is important, Uncle. We need to promote ourselves. Otherwise, what the heck are you doing this for?
You want to promote ourselves.
There's no.
What to?
There's no point.
I want to make it a habit following me.
Who's that?
That's us telling everybody to go to @UnclePodcast. That's on YouTube, Twitter X, Instagram.
I'm not tired myself.
I think Twitch is the same thing. @UnclePodcast. You'll find us.
There you go.
So follow us there. We're live Friday night, every Friday on the Ochelli Radio Network. That's Ochelli.com. So Chuck made it happen today in the midst of the devastation that was the hurricane.
Yeah.
We're still here.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, so technical sorry fellas, apologies for the technical difficulties, but at least we pulled the show off. And if anybody in the state of Georgia is listening, shout out to you if maybe somebody's got a couple of scoops of dog food for me, because I had to buy candles for dog food. Oh no, I had to buy candles to make sure I had light and on the dog food. So if anybody in the state of Georgia happens to be listening, I happen to know we got a couple of listeners now in Georgia. I could definitely use a couple scoops of dry dog food, at least for the my little pack of Mighty Mini Mutts. Okay? Just a little short until Monday or Tuesday. So, anybody wants to chip in on that, I'd be most appreciative.
Okay. Well, and shout out to you, Chuck. Thank you very much for being here every week, and certainly especially this week. It was a Herculean task. So
unless I'm terribly ill in the hospital or out of town, I do my level best to show up because, as I told Aaron on his show once, I want to tell Uncle this to his, kind of like to his face virtually. Okay, that I am most grateful to have been working with you guys for so many years, and it has been a fun ride with both of you all this time, and I probably would not still be doing this with the little mini network, and still willing to work with other people, by the way, even though it doesn't look like it lately. I would not be able to continue to do this with a smile on my face or to feel hopeful that we are doing something unique and great. And with the individual and very, very different comedy style of Uncle, combined with the performance artist attitude of Aaron Franz, I just want my shout out tonight to go to both of you for having remained with me as long as you have and letting me be part of this. And, hopefully I've done a good enough job over the years that when this does eventually come to an end, you guys will always remember this as a great time in the history of you guys broadcasting and producing podcasts, because it's been a great time for me. And I thank both of you for that.
Welcome.
Likewise, Chuck. Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't do it without you.
Yeah.
And with him, I would never get on the air.
That's right.
I mean, you really pushed it up to another level.
It's why you hired him.
Yeah. That was the other
You
reason
hired
too.
Chuck, yes.
So that was the other one I mentioned to say.
One of these days we got my pay. We'll get there.
Hey, I was thinking of getting paid with some of these.
Doing this show.
What we're trying to do here is sidekick.
Yes.
Can you please have time to talk to your neighbors over here?
So that they can give us a lot of money?
So that we can have a conversation with them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, let's get with the program. I mean, we've been sitting here on Friday nights, and these other guys had a show, and they're not having anyone to talk to them.
Yeah,
but I can't seem to talk to them.
Yeah.
You're the one that have to talk to them.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
What? Either that, or you could get involved in the crazy world of ex-mafia men podcasting, which is apparently a new thing, very, very big trend that was started by Sammy the Bull and Mike Francesi. Okay, these two guys really blazed a trail as far as ex-mob people that survived and now do podcasts and motivational speaking. Not so much Sammy, but Michael Francesi is like a motivational speaker. Let me teach you how to be like a mob boss, except the Christian way. Don't kill nobody. Just saying. They would be a great guest, either one of them, for you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, would you be interested in talking to Uncle?
Yeah. Well, something to start up this talk show. I mean, what we need is more talking to people.
More talking to people.
Now, if, say, an example, he ever gets on the ball and talks to his neighbor over here, to get it over to have even a conversation. So let's say, wouldn't you mind like to try to have us talk to each other with our producer, with you, Chuck, and whoever they are running with, till we really could have a good conversation talk. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, do a special crossover interview kind of thing.
Right,
yeah,
right.
I got you.
That was it. Crossover thing. That's what I'm sort of liking. So to try it. I want to try it that way. And
boy, listeners, I just got the numbers for some of the stream. I think it's partial numbers, Uncle, but I wanted to let you know because it actually changed from what I told you before. So we have, oddly, the listener in Germany has only just joined us a half hour ago. The German pub.
Germany guy. Ooh, that's interesting.
They're here.
That's very weird because I don't know. They keep weird business hours. And and apparently Ochelli.com is one of their favorite online radio stations.
That's weird.
You know what? It just occurred to me. They're on an 8-hour difference. Is this the time of day that they're usually listening, Chuck?
Yeah, it does seem like exactly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like a restaurant, bar, or something like that, a pub.
Right.
Okay. Here's my I have a theory.
It could be them.
I have a working theory of what they're doing at this restaurant pub in Germany listening to us. I think that somebody comes into the restaurant early and does prep work, maybe for food or whatever the prep work is for the restaurant before they open. And what they like to do is, for some reason, they personally enjoy the station. So while they're doing their prep work, they're in the kitchen or whatever, or nobody's even in the place. It's just them doing the prep work for the day. They're listening to Ochelli.com. Then later when they open up the doors, we're probably not playing anymore. But how's that for a working theory?
Well, it's a fair one, except it doesn't account for those times when we've seen them leave it on the station for weeks at a time. I've seen them leave it on the station for 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
What about this? What about this? Maybe they have some sort of weird device that enables them to listen to anything online that they want. They choose to tune it to Ochelli.com, and maybe they turn it on in the kitchen, and then when they're there, again, maybe doing prep work when nobody else is there, they turn the volume up, and then instead of turning it off, they just turn the volume knob down so nobody's even listening, and then when, you know, they're there by themselves again, they turn the volume knob up.
God. That's a possibility, but again, it's really weird, and I would love it if we heard from that listener from Germany. If it's one guy, if it's a whole bar full, I don't care. I would just love to hear from you, and we can even do a little AI translation thing. I got a way to do that over Skype. So if you want to be on the show, and even you're not comfortable with your English, we could bring you on Uncle or Aaron's show. I'm offering Aaron's show. You know, I shouldn't, but I think Aaron,
I would like, yeah.
You get some intimate people.
I'd be into it. That'd be fun.
that.
I would have him on.
And just for the rest of the record, though, the rest of our listeners are very light tonight because it's an odd late night Uncle show, and it's gone over 2 hours. But we only have listeners in the United States on my stream, and a couple in the UK, a couple that are just being described, 4 that are being described as European Union. And I don't know.
Union people.
Union people.
That's what it is. Union
Good
people.
Union workers.
Union workers,
yeah. Organized labor. That's what they are.
Weird thing is that right now, 75% of the listeners on Ochelli.com are all using Mozilla. So we're all using Firefox to listen to us somehow.
Interesting.
And the remaining 25%, Apple iPhones, which is usually what dominates the listenership on Uncle and the Age of Transitions, is the Apple iPhone. So there you go. iPhone ads? No, these are iPhones. iPhone 5 particularly.
I got an
iPhone.
I got a new iPhone 16.
Who are these iPhoners, Uncle? These old iPhoners. Who are they? What are they doing? Why are they doing this?
Well, they want to listen to our show. Don't you think?
5, an iPhone 5. How old is an iPhone 5, Aaron?
I don't know. I'm not. Yeah, it's old. That's all I know. I'm not really good with knowing that. But
I think we're down to shout outs and letting Uncle bring us home. I hear him yawning.
Yeah, it's about that time.
Yeah,
I'm starting to get tired too.
So,
I can see what you're doing. Start saying your shout outs.
Yeah, okay. Well, again, I'll shout out Chuck. I'll shout out anybody who's actually here. Anybody who listens to our live streams on the video channels. We'll hopefully be doing a live stream tomorrow on Saturday. We have been consistently doing that for many weeks on end. So hopefully we'll do a Vintage Gaming with Uncle or a VHS watch party tomorrow on the YouTube, on the Twitch, all those. Again, at Uncle Podcast, look for those. Uncle, who you got as a shout out?
Shout out to people that called, especially Jimmy and to Chuck that's doing our home days work on this receiving side, and everybody else that was listening tonight. That's our show. 300 and
something.
27.
See you next time.
See you next time. Bye-bye.